Doing the jazz hands thing. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Coffee Run with John from Pro Craps here. I'm giddy today because we won again in Daily Paycheck. I'm telling you, it's I say this every morning, like not that I'm gonna lose at some point, but it's so stupid how happy I get when I win, and so stupid how mad I get when I lose. It's fake money, right? And we're just having fun out there. But I really take it personal when I don't do well, and when I do well, I take it very personal, and I enjoy it. But I want to get into a couple of things today. Actually, it's going to take me a minute to kind of get. I forgot to set one thing up, and I want to make sure I set this up so I can show it to you. But let's get into some news and notes here. I have a lot of things I want to say before I get into what could be maybe a meaningful teaching segment today. We'll see. So the first thing is this. It's being talked about in chat actually, which is timely. Which is live Crapsy play, right? So in the morning, Joe from Craftmaster Journey does a Crapsy show, right? He's doing like I do. He works his throw, he's working his bets, he's doing the blue collar craps thing, but he's also running Crapsy. So in his show, Crapsy's kind of a secondary thing. He's doing it as a service to you, right? Same with me. I run Daily Paycheck for me. It's me making money for my thing, working my strategies, working my discipline, and I'm running Crapsy as kind of a, okay, you can play along too, right? Not the purpose of the show. But Jeff from Atlantic Craps, Brian from White Crap Shooters, they're running Crapsy for the purposes of running Crapsy and bringing folks together and playing like more of a community kind of thing, right? George from CY to some extent is doing more of the practice play along kind of a thing. I want to know in the chat, and maybe put the word Crapsy in front of your chats. How do you play Crapsy? And I'm gonna give you an example. I want you to do this. Crapsy. I try and beat Waylon. Like that's my entire purpose of playing Crapsy, is trying to see if I can beat Waylon, right? Do that for me in chat. Tell me what you're doing with Crapsy. Why are you playing it? Are you playing it so that you have something to do? Are you playing it to test your strategies? Are you playing it to try and build a bankroll, like simulate your real life? Are you playing it to get some bragging rights, right? Some people buy in like 4 or 5 times. They burn it and buy in, burn it and buy in. Some people just kind of work the same thing. I'd love to know how you're using it. I got a meeting with Chuck later on to talk about a couple of things. I'm trying to get with him for a couple of weeks now. I'm going to ping him again today. I want to meet with him to talk about how we can integrate Crapsy into the Craps for the Cure event. But I also want to get some more feedback. Like, how are you all using the app? Because I want to know, because to me, it kind of frames the way that I would run a show, the way that I would do things, the way that we can take more advantage of it as a group. So let me know how you do it. And I'll put some comments up here as they come in. I'll put comments up on screen and see what you guys are doing as audience members to play. And here comes Jeff. Jeff says right away, when I play in other people's shows, I play like I really do. I don't care about the leaderboard or rebuying. That's good. That's what I do. When I'm playing like my actual way. I'm seeing if I can survive that person's roles. To me, it's just like being at a table, right? It's like somebody else throwing. Let's see what happens. What does Lou say? Lou says, play like I do at the casino, but he'll blast during tournament play. I'm not good at tournament play. You know, you guys watch me flail around on Chris's show. I don't do the tournament thing very well. So there's that. Randy Hill likes to test strategies out, which is cool. I think Jen does that too. I think Jen likes to say, hey, let's just do Waylon's whatever today. And she just plays that thing the whole day to see how it survives. It's good for that. I think that's kind of its butter zone. I think at some point we'll get to where it's more universal, like your bankroll carries from table to table, so it's more meaningful versus having separate bankrolls per show. But and the reason why I ask this is because I'm going to get down to this thing of apps in a little bit. I want to talk to you about. I'm going to have some free time come, as you know. My daughter is a cougar. Actually, I know what you're saying. She goes to Washington State. They are the Cougs. But anyway, now I'm off train of thought. Can a guy be a cougar, or is that only a woman thing? I don't know. Can guys be cougars? What are I think guys, it's funny. Women who date younger men, older women date younger men are cougars. Older men who date younger women are perverts. I don't know how that happened, but there we are. Anyway, let's think about some applications, right? As you know, my job is ending. I got the official word yesterday that the job is over. My last day is coming up here. So I'm going to have some free time on my hands while I'm looking for new employment. And as you know, I'm a software developer. And as you probably also know, I've been working hard on, let me actually change my screen. I've been working very hard at this stuff, right? We have our casino gaming TV website where admittedly it's a website, right? And I've got this really, I think really cool app. That's the session logger, right? You log in, how you did every day, what casino you played at, what strategy you ran, what you bought in, what you cashed out, right? And it's a good note-taking app. It kind of lets you have a goal, right? You can say, you know, my bankroll is X, my goal is Y, whatever. We've got, you know, the 401g account simulator where you can kind of track your wins and losses. You've got your comp calculator. So if you're looking to see what your comp value is, you can put in your actual strategies in here. It'll tell you what your comp values are. And we've got your the win-loss estimator, right? My goal is this, right? I'm buying in for whatever, buy in for $1,000. My win goal is 20%. My loss limit is 50%. I'm going to win. My strategy is an 80% win rate. I'm going to play 5 sessions, and it's going to tell me, hey, you know, you're going to make $800 over the course of those if you meet your goals. Great little tools, right? These are cool things, but they're, and again, of course, the roll tracker. And of course, these things are designed to be helps to you, right? They're here to kind of give you a quick lens into how you're doing, whatever. Like following some of the tenets that I put out there. The real actually here's the daily paycheck. I think this will work. Maybe not. Anyway, the question I've got for you is this: what other apps do you want? What other apps do you want? Because we have Wincrafts, right? We've got this thing called Dicer.io, which this guy wrote. It's fantastic, right? You can put a strategy in there. You can kind of building block your strategy. It'll play against random rolls. You can upload rolls to it. It's really good. It's like a web-based version of Wincrafts strategy building. It's awesome, right? We have Crapsy. I want to know from you this, and you can put, again, in the chat, help me out here, do this. You can put app : this in front of it, right? Put an app note in front of your comment here. What apps are we missing in the world for us, right? I'm going to take what I just showed you and make those into a phone app. I'm going to rewrite all that stuff into phone app size so you can take it with you to the casino, right? And do it. But I'm thinking about doing like a, you know, some kind of a community roulette type of game, other things that we can do. And I want to know from you, what are we missing? What would you like to have in your hand at the casino, maybe, or on your couch to fart around with, right? Not just playing community games, but also tracking and data collections and that kind of stuff. So let me know what you want. I've got time to build stuff, which is good and bad, right? But I'm gonna rebuild those apps. I'm gonna make some new stuff too. And I just want to get from you, what are you thinking? What is missing from your life in regards to apps? Okay. I want to make mention too. I'll go backwards a point here, which is the casino tiers thing, right? They launched again yesterday. Another episode came out. Great show. I'm going to keep on pumping those two guys up because I love the show. I love both of the guys that are running it. I like the show. I said this before. I like that show better when it's not about craps. When it's not about how do you play, what's your buy-in. I like it when it's storytelling. I like it when they're just giving each other the business and back and forthing it a little bit. I think it's way better. It's, to me, more entertaining. Like when I watch the news, right? I don't like watching the news. Like I don't like watching like the news broadcast, or I don't like watching like on Fox or CNN when they have like a panel of people and they're all bitching at each other. I don't like that so much. I love the Five, or I love the Greg Gutfeld show because they're just sitting on the couch bullshitting. That's my favorite. My personal favorite is that kind of stuff. I love it when those two just get into just talking, right? And not getting tactical. Like that's my favorite stuff. Anyway, good stuff by them as always. Let's give you a quick update here on the Craps for the Cure. So yesterday I met with the leadership group at Premier Hosting. We finalized our proposal. The proposal is now in the hands of the casino. We have had some back and forth with the casino, so I know kind of what they're looking for. It's in their hands now. We've made our ask, and our official ask is going to be this, just so you all know. I've asked them for a table, a private table, for 12 hours on Friday and 12 hours on Saturday. That could be 12 hours or Saturday and Sunday, depends on how they want to do it. But thinking about the table would be something along the lines of like 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. or 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And I'm saying we're not going to go 24 hours. We're going to go 24 total hours over 2 days. That way, we get the table in the morning at 8 o'clock in the morning when it's slow. Pretty much all day long with their slower hours, we'll fill the table during their slow hours, right? We'll release the table back to them at 8 o'clock prime time. They get their nights back, right? So that's a concession that I made to them, is to say, let's give them their table in prime time. We will fill the table during their slow hours, right? Now it's going to be on us to fill that damn table. We're going to have to find a way to fill the table up, right? I'm kind of guaranteeing that. I've asked them for food. In other words, a buffet somewhere, not 5-star food, but give us food. We're going to be there for 12 hours a day, all of us doing things, right? I've asked for food. Let us get some grub so we can stay awake and hydrated and all that kind of stuff. I've asked them for permission to have veterans moving forward with a service dog at the table with us. So it's going to be a service dog trained, obviously, with us at the table. And Lori can sit there and answer questions from people walking by. What are we doing? What's the fundraiser for? So that'll help. Donation box at the end of the table. We've asked them to engage all of their partner casinos across the country. So make Craps for the Cure a thing, donation box at least, along with a video feed of our event in all of their casinos. We've asked for that too, so we can get more casinos involved in it. Again, I'm asking for the moon here. I'm also asking for everybody who's going to be on the table, right? If you're donating ahead of time and you're going to play on that table, I'm asking for a room for you to spend the night. So part of your donation to play on the table is to get that room. So that's what we've asked for: some food, a one-night stay, the private table, the ability to take donations there, and have the dog on the floor. I'm asking additionally for a conference room that I can use to conduct interviews. So I want to interview some people from the casino. That's the ask. That is in their hands right now. I've asked for October 19th as the date, although that's NASCAR weekend. There's a NASCAR race in Vegas that weekend. The casino that we're looking at is out in Henderson, so it may not be that big of a deal, but that's a consideration. That's a reason why it might get moved to the 2nd of November. That's the reason for the move. But 10/19 is the target date, and so that's in their hands. We're gonna have some more talks with them. I'm sure a couple of Zoom calls where we get through with them, but that's what I've asked for. So once we lock them in, hopefully soon, I'll be able to check off the lock the date and the lock in casino things off our punch list. Then I can get Casino Quest to lock in that date for us for the David parts of the show, and then it's on. Then we can get our team assembled and assign tasks and all the things, right? That's when it'll really start to happen for us. But give me a little bit more time on this, and I'm working through it. And that's your update for Craps for the Cure. Hopefully I have more meaningful updates coming up. Okay. Now, the paycheck, here we are, the daily paycheck. We are, oh my God, I know it's coming, but we're 8-0, right? We've won $9,900, almost 10 grand this month, right? We're up 8-0 for the month of June. Wow. And the nice thing is tomorrow's a free day, right? Friday Follies. I'm not going to paycheck play tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm just going to go out there and go on tilt and have some fun. So far, so good. We can actually take a full loss and still be in profit, which is fantastic. We've also earned enough money overall in our paycheck. We're up now $35,000. Our next buy-in is going to be $7,000. So as the bankroll grows, so does the buy-in and so does the goal. So instead of winning $100 a day, man, we're winning $1,500 a day now, right? We're kind of moving this thing forward. And I'm looking at it like, okay, Monday I'm buying in for 7,000, looking to win 1,400. It's no different than buying in for 700 or 750 and trying to win $150, right? It's the same approach. It's just adding zeros to things. So it's going to be freaking awesome. Okay. There we go. I do want to bring something up here, and I want you to bear with me. I've got to go open up my email. So hold on one second. I want to show you an email that I got from somebody, and I want to address this, and I'd love to get everybody's thoughts on it. So give me a second here. I should have had this ready to go. I'm sorry. Let's see, YouTube. Give me a second here to find this email. Comment. Okay, here's the comment. Okay. And Randy, I don't mean to call you out. This is not a bad thing. Give me a second here to pull this up. I'm going to bring this all the way up. I'm going to go to here. So bear with me, folks. It's going to take me a second to kind of get this going. Here is Randy's email, and let's see. There it is. Okay, it's in all its glory. I'm going to make it even bigger. Can I make it bigger? I can't. Okay. I'm going to read it to you. It says, can I make an observation? Not trying to be a critical jerk. So please don't take it that way. First things first, folks, any email you write me, any note you leave on the channel, I never take it personal. I don't care how mean you are. If I've moved you to write, that's a good thing, right? And I'm all about it, right? He's just a thought. The other day, I showed the roll tracker. Remember this day, folks? And I was showing that I was about exactly random, and I pretty much am. Over 7,500 rolls, I'm pretty much random, right? That is the law of big numbers, by the way. The law of large numbers says in the short run, you're going to be off random. For sure, when we were at 1,000 rolls, I was at a 6.9 SRR. I was doing great. The closer I get to 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 rolls, it's going to look more like the pyramid. That's not a surprise, okay? But he says this, you try different strategies, you try different dice sets. However, I keep throwing dice in that stack toss, okay? He says, why do you not change my toss? That's the first question. The second statement then is this, you're winning because of strategy and discipline. And I would submit to you this, the whole point of that show is what he says right here. I'm going to highlight it. The whole point of the show is literally that right there. I'm winning because of strategy and discipline. I have maintained for a long time, that if you have the balls to get up quick and leave, more often than not, you're going to come out a winner. Okay. An 80% win rate is not out of the realm of possibility. When you're betting all the box numbers, and as a matter of fact, the Iron Cross, right? It's 30 out of 36 combinations that you're up over 80%. You should get one hit and be able to walk out of the casino, right? 80-something% of the time, you should be able to walk out of there a winner. It takes discipline to do that. It takes a good strategy to take advantage of the 1, 2, 3 rolls and walk away thing. We are testing strategies and we're winning because of the discipline, not because I'm a good dice thrower. I'm hoping that the stack toss that I do allows me the confidence, A, to do this, and B, the stability to get past a couple of rolls. I don't care if I roll 9, 10, 20 rolls. I care about rolling 3, right? Get me the ability to survive that 7 just long enough to get out of there, right? Whether it works or not, I don't know, right? Whether it's completely random or not, I don't know. You know, you can look at the slow motion and say, John's full of shit. All this is crap. I don't really care, right? If it works, it works. So here's what he says. The dice set is the difference because of my toss. Try something different. I'm not a huge fan of the on-ox's par toss. Neither am I, as you well know. I don't love the par toss. I think that's a kind of a non-starter for me for lots of reasons. But that's, again, other people believe mightily in that. He says, I typically throw, and he gets into how he throws. Okay. But he says, dude, that stack set is not working. Just an objective third-party observation. Again, I don't take this personal. Please don't apologize. I do not take it personal. Matter of fact, I love the fact that you felt compelled to write. I think it's great. Okay. And I think you make a couple of good points. A, the toss that I do is not going to be this stable 10 roll plus every time toss. It's not going to be a super thick box number toss like the other folks do. It does a good job for me to keep me comfortable. It does a good job to keep me motivated. It does a good job to keep me focused. It does a good job so far in helping me dodge the big nasty for a few rolls. That's really what I'm about, right? At some point, if I can make the physics, be in control of physics, whatever, and I can make it fine. I don't mind changing toss styles. Whatever toss you do, right? Ultimately, I would submit almost everybody over the course of 10,000 rolls looks random, right? In short term, short bursts, it might look very better. Okay. This is not me. Yeah, I know that's not you. It's a different Randy. But it's okay. Like I said, it's fine. I don't care who it is, right? To me, it's a good observation, right? Like that toss is not the greatest. I'm not the greatest thrower. I'm not the greatest bettor. Waylon's probably the best bettor out there, right? What I am is lucky. What I am is discipline. My superpower is discipline. My superpower is not going on tilt. My superpower is not always chasing home runs. Now, do I chase them? Yeah. Right. But in this mode here, I'm focused. And I think dice setting and the toss that I do gives me the lock in. Like it's a reason to be focused. And that's why it wins. So anyway, that email to me struck a chord yesterday, and it was a good chord. It was like, hey, we're hitting all the points. So thanks for sending the other Randy. Thanks for sending it. I think it was a great thing for me to bring up today and talk about. And I appreciate you doing that. So there's that. All right, let's move ahead. Let's get into our talk today. All right. And again, we're in the middle here of this Gambling 401 series. So as part of Gambling 401, we're getting really focused on, I think, how I want you to build strategies. And again, I'm not going to give you strategies here, right? There's a million strategies out there. We have our good friends are great strategists. That's not my role, right? My role here is to give you what I would call the Lego blocks, right? The things that you can use to build your strategies, right? In this 401 series. In the earlier series, 101, 201, 301, we gave you mindset. We gave you bankroll. We gave you ways to manage yourself and your money. Now we're looking at how do you manage your bets? And I want you to be able to craft your own strategy. So let's look today at the different play styles that there are. And this will set us up for future classes here, but playing to win. And I'm going to remind you again, like, what is a strategy, right? The strategy is kind of a hot button word for some people, but really strategy is simple. It's betting an amount you're willing to lose on what you think is going to win. That's it. It's where my bets go. It's how big are my bets. Okay. Play style becomes the second level, right? Play styles are employing that strategy that matches all the things, my risk tolerance, my bankroll, my goals, and how aggressive or conservative of a balance I want to strike. The play style says, take what I'm willing to risk, play it a conservative or aggressive way, right, to get to my goal. That's what it is. So it's kind of marrying those two concepts together. And if you recall back, we gave you this algorithm. And I think this is the way to state everything, right? When you go to the table or even in the car on the way to the casino or from your hotel room down to the floor, you're running this in your head. I'm willing to risk whatever, $500 on craps with the Iron Cross until I make $100. And then I will leave. Or then I will switch strategies, or then I will switch sides, or then I will start pressing, or then I will regress and do something different. Okay. This algorithm to me is the secret to gambling. If you don't have this filled in on your way to put your money out there, you might as well write them a check. Okay. You got to have this ready. And I think of all the shows we've done, this is one of the most important pieces to remember. I'm willing to risk this amount of money on this strategy, on this game, until I make whatever the number is. And then I'm going to do the next thing. If you're a regressor, great. I'm going to risk money. I'm going to risk 640 to win 140 so I can play 120 across or whatever, right? Or 120 inside. That's a good thing. But know that going in. The algorithm kind of drives everything else. Once you have that kind of filled in, then we can look at what's our attack position. How are we going to go after the casino? Am I going to go light side or dark side on craps? Right? Am I going to be tactical? Right? In other words, like a same bet, press, same bet. That's tactics. I'm going to do this. I'm going to bet these four numbers this exact way. Am I going to be more rhythmic? Am I going to say, you know what? I'm seeing this. I'm going to put my money over here where it's happening. Am I more rhythmic in what I do? Right? Am I aggressive or am I conservative? Am I coming out of the gate trying to whack them? Or am I coming out of the gate trying to protect so I have a chance to whack later, right? Am I playing a long game? Am I here for 5 hours tonight with a meetup? Or am I here for the short game on a coffee run? Knowing that, again, your algorithm drives these decisions too, right? That helps you decide the way you're going to go after it, right? And your initial attack plan, I think, fits into just a few categories. And again, this is regardless of the game. I don't care if it's craps, roulette, baccarat, blackjack, whatever you're playing. There's only a few ways you can gamble. Okay. You can start small and build. Okay. In other words, table minimum bet, $10 on a blackjack table. You take a win, right? You win $10, you make your bet 15. You win 15, you make your bet 20. You start at the smallest level possible and you build your bets as you win. Okay. That would be a way to preserve bankroll. Okay. You can start at a medium level and collect right away. Start at quarters instead of 10. bring back a quarter, bring back a quarter, bring back a quarter, right? Collect and get out of there a little quicker because the wins are a little bit more meaningful, right? You can be a start high and regress down. Go out there with $50, take the $50 win, come back out with a $10 bet, and then start building up, right? Regressing. That's the only way you can play. Start small and build your bets. Start at some good level and just collect all the time. Start high and regress. That's it. There's no other way to make bets, right? Now, how do you decide which one to do? Well, again, you apply the algorithm, but you look at what you have in front of you. I have X amount of bankroll to support either one of those things. If I got little tiny bankroll, I got to start small and build, right? That's what you're stuck into certain things. My risk aversion might put me in the start small category. My risk appetite might put me in the start high category, right? If I'm optimizing my exposure to avoid certain things, to avoid whacks or to avoid bankroll hits, my exposure strategy drives which one of those attack plans I start with also. And again, it's all goal oriented. If your goal is to win 2 units, starting small versus starting high, how do you get to that goal quicker, right? What are you optimizing for? Those are the things that you think about when you start your play. Phase 1, the initial attack. How am I going to go after it? Same bet, start small and build, start high and come down. That's it. That's your only 3 choices. Okay. Now, what do you do after that? Sustaining your assault on the casino. What do you do after that? Okay. If you're coffee running or paychecking like I typically do in the mornings or like I'm doing on my shows, right? We hit and run. We're in and we're freaking out of there, right? Your sustained assault could be a pressing rhythm, right? If you're a trend better, if you're a right side craps player and you're a rhythm thrower and you're getting good results, it's your pressing rhythm. Once you've done your initial attack, how do you keep going? You rhythm press, either tactically press the inside, press the inside, press the inside, or press what's coming or whatever you're going to do. Your rhythm of pressing might be your secondary play. You could opt instead of either of those to do a progression type of system, positive or negative progression. Either way is fine, right? Do a little 1, 2, 3 parlay and get out. Do a 1, 3, 2, 4 progression. Do a negative 32, right? However you want to sustain your play after you've done the initial assault is what we're looking at here. And how do you decide that? The same way. Your bankroll determines what you're going to do here. Your aversion to risk or your appetite for risk, again, drives these decisions, right? How you want to optimize for exposure and what's your goal. You got a huge ass bankroll. You want to go negative progression. Totally fine. That's totally fine. If you have a small bankroll, that's not a thing you can do. You got to pick one of the other two as you're building up your strategy and deciding what strategy fits into the algorithm. Okay. Waylon says in chat here, ABC always be collecting, right? That's again, if that's your mindset, then that's great. That helps you get to the goal faster. And it's how you apply that way of thinking into these ways of playing. Okay. That's the sustained assault. And again, I want to really think about what I'm saying here. How do I say this right? I want to make sure I conclude this section right, because this is going to lead us into what's going to happen over the next 2 weeks. I've got 2 weeks or 2 modules or 2 whatever, 10 shows, 10 lectures planned on this, right? We're going to talk about 10 different ways to get started, right? We're going to show you 10 ways to start small and build, 10 ways to have medium-sized bets, 10 ways to regress, right? All the ways you can start out, all the ways you can sustain it. And I want you to really come at this with an open mind saying, look, I know, John's going to be like, oh God, I'm overthinking everything, right? There's a lot of ways to do it within these small little boxes. You can hit and run, you can press, or you can play a progression. You can start small, you can start big, you can start in the middle. Those 6 things combined in any configuration becomes your play. But again, it's all driven by your bankroll, how you view risk, what you're trying to optimize for in terms of exposure, what your goals are, and ultimately the algorithm. Stating your goal ahead of time, understanding what you're doing there is so freaking important. Okay. And again, the algorithm, again, I'll leave room for it, right? I'm willing to risk $500 on the first table I walk up to until I make $0. and then I will leave broke because I want to have fun. Fine. That's fine. I'm willing to risk $1,000 on roulette until I make $50, and then I will walk is also fine. I will never judge you for either of those things. There's no shame in having a tiny win goal. There's no shame in burning it all down, as long as you aren't burning down money you actually need. Okay. And there it is. That's my entire lead up here. Okay. More to come in future videos about how all these things work. Again, examples of playing from different sides, examples of where we start, and examples of how we play it on. So there it is, folks. There's the end of the thing, right? I'm gonna go check chat and see what kind of comments we have. I'm gonna check for a couple of things. I had to ask you for a couple of notes here. So my first thing is gonna be Crapsy comments. I'm gonna go through here and to see. Let's see. Jeff does say this. I've noticed lately when I offer rebuys, most don't rebuy, which is good. That's great. I think it's good. I think people hopefully are starting to not just use Crapsy to practice going on tilt. I think that's probably a good thing. Tom Marcus says combine Crapsy with Dicer. It'd be great. If you could make a Dicer strategy and export it out and have Crapsy consume that strategy and play it for you. Wouldn't that be cool? Right? Like a Crapsy bot kind of a thing. I'd love to see Dicer and Crapsy working together to where the Dicer strategies become Crapsy bots. And while you're playing on all of our shows, we could actually put a bot in place. I could say, look, I'm going to start a show today. We're going to run a Crapsy bot that plays the 3-point molly, the iron cross, and blah, blah, and blah. And you guys play yourselves. And at the end of the show, we'll see who wins. That would be freaking awesome. Wouldn't it be great? As it is right now, in Dicer, I can import rolls and let Dicer run against previously run rolls, but Crapsy can't export rolls yet. So there's no way to do that just yet. But that's the thing. I'd like to be the project manager and get those two companies to work together and find a way to make that work. Because that becomes, I think, kind of a really cool synergy, I think. That'd be great, actually. I'm going to search for app. Nobody wrote any app ideas. So you guys don't want me to write. I was thinking about writing the roulette version of Crapsy in my time off here. I was going to write a roulette sim that does the ball, that can take rolls by hand like Crapsy does, that lets people come in and buy in and play together as a group, like a group roulette kind of a thing. I think I'm going to write that. So whether you want it or not, I'm going to do it. And that's what's going to happen. And let's see, what else do we have? Any PCs in here? Let's see. Did I not mention you, Greg? Did I not mention you, Greg? I'm sorry. I thought I did when I did the Crapsy thing. Yes, I did mention you. I did mention you about doing your Crapsy shows. I did. I'm sure I did. If I didn't, watch Craig, because Craig does Crapsy all the time. And I did call you out, by the way, the other day for the 50+ roller. I did tell everybody to get their ass over to your show and watch you go. I love you too, man. Jeff says he cannot make any date in November. I know. I don't want to go November either. I really don't want to go November for sure. Dan says, how will us playing at the casino generate donation for the charity? Well, here's one thing we're asking for. Number one is we have asked the casino to do some match betting for us. So in other words, as we're throwing on the table, we're asking the casino to have a perpetual 1-1-1 on the ATS for the charity. So any leg that we hit, the casino will donate the win of that to the charity. That's one ask that we have. We're looking at other ways of doing that too. Some sort of, some hard way action, other things that they're going to help us do at the table to do that. I've also had this idea of asking the players to do things like, fun things. Like every time we throw a yo, everybody throws a buck in the air and yells yo really loud, and all the dollars go to the charity. Like that kind of thing is what I want to see. I want the casino to match those things. Like we throw a yo, we all yell yo, mid-mo yo, and we throw a white chip in the air. 16 chips land on the table. The casino puts 16 chips on top of that, and all that goes to the charity. That's the kind of stuff I'm asking for, right? And again, we're going to have a 24-hour table. We're going to have fun. We're going to make some money. We're going to play craps, but at the same time, it's for charity, right? And that's kind of what I'm going to do. Things like that, that'll have them matching us and them betting for the charity as a casino. Casinos do have an obligation to donate to charity. They have an obligation. They have to give a certain amount of money per year. part of their licensing thing, right? So we're going to make them use it. That's what I'm doing. I think also having the donation boxes, and I'm asking the casino too to have the donation boxes that are by the coin redemption thing. So, like by the coin redemption where you like the slot players put their ticket in and let's say they won $147.12. It pays them $147 and they get a ticket for 12 cents that they can't do anything with. I'm asking the casino to put a special donation box next to those machines to say, drop your tickets in here. And all those coins, those 12-cent tickets, all that goes to charity. So us being there is the impetus to make that donation box happen. These are all things I've asked for. Now, whether we get them all to be determined, but I'm asking for the moon, right? And I'll settle for the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? We're going to ask for a lot, take what we can get, and that's what I'm hoping for. So cross your fingers, negotiations go well. And I'm talking about it here with you all out loud. I'm going to sour the negotiations, but I want everybody to know what I'm asking for. It's a charity, right? We're trying to raise a bunch of money. I want them to know how important this is to us. And I want you all to know how important it is to me, right? That we pull this thing off as a group. So let's keep talking about it. Let's keep talking about it. All right. Waylon says, my ladder systems are kind of like, they are, right? You're pressing on a loss, right? It's what we call a negative progression, right? But again, I think what I said earlier is it's this thing here plays into the algorithm with you have a high appetite for risk in that case, right? Your goals are soft, right? You're not looking to win a fortune. You're looking to grind out, right? But you're bringing a massive bankroll because you need it to ladder up. And your appetite for risk is big because you might get the bets up high as you're laddering up. Okay. So your risk appetite's high, your bankroll is high, your goals are normal. Your goals are regular size. You're just employing that style of play to get to the goal, which is perfect. It's perfect. It's well stated, Waylon. Thank you. Yes, Craig, the ultimate ask, give us an undo button. We always enter, I do it every day. I enter the rolls wrong in all the time. Got to have an undo button. Got to have an export. Got to have an undo. Got to have bots. Those are the things that that's what the world wants, man. That's the world wants. Any other questions here? Let's see. Randy says, "Hey man, thanks for answering my question. I want to understand what the thought process behind what I was doing." So this is the actual. There's two Randys, right? There's the actual Randy that asked the question. That's pretty funny that you're both here. Yeah, that was exactly the thing, right? I would love to get better with my throw. I would love for my throw to be better. I want to get good at it. For me, it's I take the gargoyle approach. Dice influence to me, being a DI, is not about sniping numbers. It's not about 20 rollers. It's about the process. It's about mindset, focus, rhythm, all of it. And to me, it's like the dice come in, I look at them, I set them, I do, take my breath, go back out, do my thing. It's like I like that part of it. To me, that's changed everything for me. Like literally, like having like something to focus on has changed the way that I play and changed like my enjoyment at the table is different now. For what it's worth, if it works or not, it doesn't matter. But for me, that's where I'm at. All right, guys, it's a quarter of. That was a good day. I think there's nothing else to talk through here. I don't even have any final thoughts today. My final thoughts really are going to center around I hope that you enjoyed the strategy talk today. And again, more of that to come. We're going to break down, I think the next 8 or 9 episodes here are going to be all about those different play styles and how we jump into it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If not, sorry, I'm going to keep on doing it. I'm not going to change anyway. So, you all have a great rest of your Thursday. Tomorrow we're going to be Friday Follies in the garage. It's going to be on tilt. I'm going to probably buy in for, I don't know, $5,000 and just do something stupid. And in here, we'll do something equally stupid. I might do some bubble crap stuff tomorrow. We'll see. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Love all y'all. And I will see you later. Have a great one. Bye all.